Hey there, Hofstra fans, and welcome inside the WB Mason Coaches Report. I'm Anthony Notarelli, joined this week by head coach of the Hofstra Pride women's team, Simon Riddiough. From Coach, how's it like being back on the island after a tough travel?
Yeah, I think we've had enough of this travel stuff. September was probably the toughest September we've ever experienced. Through the quality opposition and also the travelling. And I think last night coming home at 1:30 was enough to break my back, and I'm quite ecstatic to be back home now for the next couple of weekends.
Now, before we dive into the specifics of each game, what's it like to finally begin the conference schedule after what was probably the toughest non-conference schedule in program history?
Yeah, it's good. I think we're ready to play in the conference. So it's always exciting to start conference play and know that you've got a team who can compete for the championship. We're excited.
Now, do you have a different game plan when it comes to conference games as opposed to non-conference games?
No, it's pretty much the same. There's no secrets anymore. We've got video exchange. They see our games, we see their games. We know what the tendencies of the other team, and they know our tendencies. And we just keep doing things. We might add a little wrinkle here and there, might change a couple of things, might rotate our personnel a little bit. But it's pretty much the same.
Now, when it comes to conference games, the perk of these conference games is you're very familiar with these teams. But that wasn't the case with Elon. Obviously, they're a newcomer to the CAA. So what was scouting them like, considering this was the first time you're going to be playing them in the conference?
Yeah, it's tough because even on video, you don't really get to see what they're like.
Yep.
And I probably underestimated them. They were better than I anticipated. And to be honest, we were lucky to be only 1-0 down after 20 minutes. Their coaches did a great job. They gave us something to deal with, and we didn't deal with it well the first 15-20 minutes. So we kind of rode our luck to be 1-0 down at that stage, and we turned it around. A bit of individual stuff from our three forwards made the difference. And at half time it was 3-1 and pretty much the game over. But for pretty much most of that game we didn't play particularly well.
Well, 4 unanswered goals for that attack, 2 goals from Sam Scorici. She continues to score on a rapid pace. What was going right with the attack that day?
Yeah, I don't think anything really was going right. Like I said, the first 15-20 minutes we kind of sauntered through the game. Really disappointing performance. And that's partly due to what Elon was doing as well. But for the next 30 minutes, they were all clicking. Galton, Amber, Sam, they were just flying. And Lulu came off the bench and gave us quality minutes from the bench. And when that happens, we're very difficult to beat. But that was it. That 30 minutes was it. In the second half, it was kind of, we were in second gear. We were cruising. Everybody wasn't really working as hard as they needed to. And it was a disappointing performance, but a great result. In conference, that's what you're looking for.
Now, obviously, a 4-1 victory on Friday, and then you go to Sunday, a 4-0 loss. It's hard to shut this team out, but it happened on Sunday. What's the overall feeling on that 4-0 loss?
Again, you've got to give credit to Willem and Mary. They came with a plan and executed very well, disciplined, intelligent, and we didn't. It wasn't a good weekend for Hofstra. It's probably the worst weekend I've experienced at Hofstra. Through lack of effort, we just didn't put in a good shift, and I don't know why. We've got to get to the bottom of it. But people were hiding. There wasn't a confidence which we usually have. There wasn't a belief, and maybe the travel was a big factor. You go to Elon on the flight, and then you have to drive all day Saturday. These things happen, and they are slight excuses, but to be honest, the product we put on the field was not good enough. And credit to Willem and Mary, credit to Elon. But ultimately, we have to look at ourselves and question what we are here to do. And we had a good talk after the game, and hopefully we'll move forward now.
Well, you mentioned the talk after game. That was my next question. What do you say to these players to keep them positive after losing 4-0 on the road?
Well, again, the bottom line is we split. And I always say, and it's always my mantra, if we can split on away games in conference and win our home games, we're going to be in that top 2-3 in the conference, which is always the goal. So, coming into this week when we're playing a very good Willem and Mary team on the road on a Sunday, it's going to be a tough game to win anyway. Elon, first team in the conference, don't know much about, we don't know what to expect. The fact that we got a split is the result we really are looking for and accepting and anticipating. The way we lost on Sunday is not what we hoped, but a 2-1 loss in overtime is the exact same as a 4-0 thrashing, and that's how we're looking at it. We split, we're still in the hunt, we've got 2 home games now, and now we've got to prepare to get ready.
Now, Coach, obviously the injury to Jill Mahan was probably the biggest loss you could have on the season. What's it like adjusting without her now that the conference play is beginning?
Yeah, it's tough, and again, I don't like using excuses because everybody's got them, and we've got 3 or 4 people injured at the moment, and when you've got the individuals who've got injured, it's difficult to put in a good team on a consistent basis. We can play good inconsistently, but not consistently, and Jill would make a difference. We can't hide that fact. Jill's a tremendous player. She scored 4 goals in the 6 games she played. She scored 2 game-winning goals. She's a beast, and she's important to the way we play. We don't have her, so we have to accept that. And we've got kids coming in and playing well in her position, but they're not Jill, and we know that. So it's going to be a grind. We say that every year. The conference is always a grind, even with Jill it would have been a grind. But we move on, and we've got to adjust and work things out.
Well, some of the younger players, maybe not filling the role of Jill Mahan, but really stepping up. Emily Holbert, Kristen Desmond. What have you seen them progress from the start of the season to now?
Well, Desmond's a brilliant player, and in reality, she's probably the best freshman in the conference. Emily Holbert's come in and taken a role in that midfield for Jill. She's not the same type of player, but she's playing very well. And Rianne Cleverley's just started coming back from injury, and now she's playing. So we've got 3 freshmen in the centre part of our field, which obviously gives you certain hiccups along the way. But I'm pretty happy with everything at the moment.
You turn the calendar, you look to Friday, JMU's coming home, you're playing home, they're coming to Hempstead. That could arguably be the biggest game of the season. What's the game plan for that team?
I've got to watch them. I'm always one game at a time. We focused on Elon. After Elon, then we focused on William and Mary. Now we have to focus on JMU. They're a very good team. We know they're superior athletically. They're probably the most athletic team in the conference, so that gives us some challenges. And Dave Lombardo's a great coach, so they're going to come up. They've got a couple of Long Island kids, so they'll have a big crowd cheering them on. And hopefully we can battle. And it's a Friday night game. We always show up for Friday night games. And it's going to be an exciting game for everybody to watch.
And Coach, finally sticking with that game, what are you going to have to do to get a win over that JMU team?
I think we have to get back to basics. We kind of disappeared from what we're good at this weekend. And we've got to get back to what we are good at. And we've got to start trusting everybody and trusting each other and ourselves. And I think on Sunday we didn't. We didn't trust each other, we didn't trust ourselves. And we lacked a bit of confidence and a bit of belief. And I think we've got to get that back. And we've got a good week. And these kids will work hard on it. We've sat and discussed it, and we're going to move forward.
All right, once again, head coach of the Hofstra Pride women's soccer team, Simon Riddiough. I'm Anthony Notarelli. His team next in action Friday as they welcome in the James Madison Dukes. Coach, thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank you.